Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. This is Yaser Birjas from AlMaghrib Institute. Ever wondered why we live in the 21st century and we have the rules of hijab on women? Have you ever asked yourself why in the 21st century system, when conventional banks are like the standard everywhere you go, but still Islam says riba is prohibited, it's haram regardless of how widespread this principle is? Have you ever asked yourself why in the 21st century Islam still encourages young people, men and women, to get married to protect themselves from the fitna? All these things, all these principles fall under a big umbrella in Islam. We call it maqasid al-sharia, the higher objective of Islamic law. They don't change regardless of the time. Islam came to protect 5 important things in the life of human beings. And all the rules of Islam, whether it's something haram, something obligatory, something that's recommended or disliked, or even something that's just permissible. All these rules of Islam, which is part of what we call usul al-fiqh, they have to fall under the bigger umbrella of maqasid al-sharia, the higher objectives of Islamic law. And these things, the ulama, they count them as 5 major maqasid al-sharia, the protection of religion. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made salah wajib, obligatory on people in order to protect their faith and religion and connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The protection of human life. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made killing and murder a major sin. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us also to protect our human intellect and reason. And that's why alcohol was prohibited completely in Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to protect progeny. And that's why Allah Azza wa Jal made prohibited to commit zina and fornication. And He encouraged us to get married and have our offspring and children. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to protect our wealth and to protect economy. And that's why matters that increases investments were recommended in Islam, and things that causes great damage to the economy like riba and interest were also prohibited in Islam. This is maqasid al-sharia. That's the higher umbrella of Islam. You cannot understand the meaning of halal and haram, the meaning of attributing a specific ruling to any incident in this life without covering it or putting it under that larger umbrella, which is maqasid al-sharia, the higher objective of Islamic law. In my class, Decoded, insha'Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, we are going to cover this very interesting topic of usul al-fiqh. I guarantee you, because it is actually one of the most advanced subjects of usul al-fiqh, it's going to be one of the most intriguing and one of the most interesting subjects of usul al-fiqh and the theory of law, particularly in this age of ours in the 21st century. So insha'Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, Decoded is the class that will help you understand this principle.